Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Lights Out podcast. In this episode, we will be talking about the review of Saudi Arabia's Grand Prix. So it's the second time it's been the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in 4 races. So it was very interesting. And for this episode, we have Frankie back.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah, he's back because he wasn't here last week.
Last podcast, yeah.
Last week. So 'cause we had a very busy week last week. There was so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then we also had problems with getting you on, so looks like for this week and from now on, we've managed to sort out a way that we will be able to permanently do it with no interruptions every single week with Frankie. But last week was really busy, so this week we had something called house football, which made us really busy.
My goodness.
Yeah, this is really funny.
Okay.
And could we just give the viewers some interest into how did that go for you, Frankie?
I'm gonna stick with the racing. I can't lie. I don't think I'm a football player.
Okay, yeah. Let's just leave that now. At least
Let's
you're a
leave that
racer.
alone.
Just a big shout out for Alfie with house football. You were amazing.
Okay.
I've been paid to do this. So
You got paid?
yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't actually.
Okay.
But yeah. So anyway, now let's actually get on to what we were supposed to be talking about.
Okay. Yeah. So we actually on the calendar we predicted that Saudi would be a pretty bad Grand Prix.
Yeah, we said it would be awful, but it was a really good race.
Yeah.
I don't think the races in this season will be as crazy as they were last season, but I do think that these races, they will be just all good, solid races.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but nothing awful. They'll just be really nice, solid races.
Yeah, I think we should have high hopes for the season. Even at a track like Saudi, which obviously last year was pretty...
Well, it depends what you look at it. For a neutral, that would have been amazing, but
from
me as a Mercedes fan, it was terrifying.
Yeah, it was a bit of a... I'm not sure what to take on the last year's, but this year's was brilliant from any point of view, really.
Yeah.
Apart from Alpine with Alonso.
Again, me as a Mercedes fan.
Yeah, everything didn't go great for some people here. So let's talk about the fact that Haas has scored points for twice in a row now.
Yeah, that's the first time since either 2019 or 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've scored double points. So it really is a resurgence from the American-based team. And like I said last week, I do hope they manage to keep this position. So it is really impressive what they've done, to be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously they focused all of their developments on this car. So will they be able to keep up with the devs race? I don't know. But it's really impressive what they've done.
And a big respect to Magnussen, who's just come in.
He's come in and scored points twice in a row after never being in an F1 car for a year and a half.
Yeah, so. It's pretty damn good from him. I think if you told me last year that Haas would score points 2 races in a row.
With Kevin Magnussen.
With K-Mag as well, yeah. So looking at being even more than just 2, I think it will probably keep going that streak.
This Kevin Magnussen idea about Haas being so good, this is purely down to the fact that Kevin Magnussen has made the Haas look good. Imagine if they still had Mazepin. We'd be saying, they haven't made very many steps this year so far. But K-Mag's, maybe last year they had a race-winning car, but just they had awful drivers.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Schumacher, but...
Speaking of Schumacher, that crash in... Was it quali he was in? Was it practice?
It wasn't in practice, it was in the race.
It was in quali.
Q2,
that was it,
yeah. It looked good for him, and I think Q3 was on, but that was a disastrous crash. My mum hates all sports really, but she was watching that crash over and over again, thinking sure he was okay, and she does nothing about motorsport, but she was telling me how she couldn't understand how he didn't survive, which was weird, but no, how he did survive. Yeah. Messed up there.
It was a high G impact.
I think it was 33 Gs.
So I heard something like 70, but
70.
Yeah, it was a pretty big crash, but obviously it's good he's okay.
Yeah. Unfortunate for him, he didn't race, but obviously safety is the number one priority.
Yeah.
And obviously Haas, that car would have been ages to put back together.
Yeah. And don't forget that where he crashed, that's not a place where you're designed to have an impact with. That was an inside barrier really. So the track's not really designed to be having an impact there. But he still managed.
But it's good he was okay, and I just hope again for Mick Schumacher this doesn't turn out like last season where he crashed an awful lot.
Yeah, where I think he crashed the most out of all drivers last year.
Yeah.
So I do think hopefully he's not going to keep doing that.
And then
he'll be on it, but we'll find out, won't we?
And then on the topic of crashes, should we go to Nicholas Latifi? Who crashed twice this race weekend.
Yeah.
Not a nice weekend for him, is it really?
Not the best, no. He crashed in the race, of course, and retired. He was the only driver to retire that wasn't engine issue related, or ignoring Mick Schumacher, which is technically did not start. So.
And then also something funny about Nicholas Latifi, it ruined Sergio Perez's race just like it ruined Lewis Hamilton's.
Yeah.
I saw this really funny meme of basically just Sergio Perez, Latifi ruined my race, and Lewis Hamilton, who it also ruined his race as well. Oh, is this the first time this happened to you?
Yeah. First time. Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, for Checo, that wasn't the best.
Really, I do feel sorry for Checo there because he was, like, Leclerc probably still would have won, and it would have been an interesting race if he wasn't just basically knocked off. But, yeah, it's unfortunate for him. I think Leclerc still would have won, but you can't be sure because he did keep the 2-second gap steady. So, yeah. And then also, I also think, on top of that, Red Bull shouldn't have fell for what Ferrari did. Like they said, box pit to overtake, which saying that on radio, it's such an obvious, you do the opposite of him. So it really does like a really obvious and bad mistake for Ferrari to make. No, I keep saying Ferrari, for Red Bull to make. Yeah. Like boxing Checo when it's such an obvious. So it really was like a really obvious trick that Ferrari left out. Again, a massive mistake for Red Bull for fourth for that.
Why is he? He's off laughing. He's off on one. Let him off on one. Yeah, no, I agree. It was okay, I don't know why he's laughing, but no, it was a big. It looked like they were like their first Grand Prix or something with that. The fact that they said to the banana boy Leclerc that. Now they're dying. I shouldn't have made the stream joke. Okay. Obviously they said, pit for overtake, and it's like, well, that's kind of obvious, and obviously the Red Bull fell for it, and then they ruined their own strategy doing that. But let's talk on the topic of Red Bull about that powertrain, AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Both races, one of their cars was retired due to the engine issues. Tsunoda didn't even make the start of the race.
Yeah. The Red Bull powertrain, they did notice and work out the problem with and fixed it, but AlphaTauri's engine still has some problems that it hasn't had before.
It's the older spec engine because they haven't managed to get it across yet.
But they will fix that up, and I think the Red Bull powertrain is a very quick engine, but I do think it has problems with reliability, and that could come back to haunt both Red Bull and AlphaTauri later in the season.
Yeah, let's talk about that Alpine looking quick. I think that midfield pack is going to be
headed by Alpine.
I think it'll be Mercedes versus Alpine. I think Mercedes had a really, really bad weekend this time.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. No, I think they had quite a bad weekend.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for this.
Okay. I don't know why he just said wow. Editor Leo is here. He's giving random words to say. That's why I said banana boy, and now he's saying wow. I don't know why he's doing this. There you go.
No, okay. This podcast is going to be released closer to April Fool's Day than any other podcast, so we want to make it kind of more entertaining than they usually are.
A bit more jokey.
Yeah, so they'll go back to normal next week. It's just for this one.
Just for this one, we're going to mess around.
There's been a few challenges going on throughout this video, which you may or may not have noticed.
Yeah.
Because it's an audio recording, but we're trying to make it funnier for you. Yeah. Because it's closer to April Fool's.
Yep.
Oh, and on the topic of April Fool's, there's a massive video coming out.
Oh yeah.
You
will not believe the video.
It is massive. So make sure April the 1st you are there and waiting for this new video.
Let's talk about that lap where we had three cars retire with engine issues. Was it 3? It was Ricardo, Bottas, and someone else.
Fernando Alonso.
And Alonso, that's it. Yeah.
All on the same lap. Again, hampering Lewis Hamilton. And again, it seemed really weird to me how it was all at the same time. Was it due to overheating or something? I don't know. But now every single powertrain had retired in that car.
Every single different.
So every single engine, so the Ferrari engine, the Mercedes engine, the Renault engine, and Red Bull powertrain's engine had some sort of fault in that race.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good for reliability this season. However, what is working this season is the regulations.
Yeah, I do think it's teething issues of the engines. But yeah, the regulations, I think they're really working to get the cars battling better.
Yeah. You can see that. Like, with Leclerc and Verstappen, the overtakes. And the way they've been able to battle without having any problems, it is...
Yeah, and the Alpine battle as well between Alonso and Ocon, they almost came together, didn't they? It looked like a Canada 2011 moment.
I don't know why Alpine allowed that to happen, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it was really entertaining for us.
But for them,
honestly, the risks happened. Like, the Frenchman there, really...
Frenchman and the Spanish, of course.
Yeah.
No, they don't know how they allowed that to happen, really. They came in together.
Like, Esteban Ocon...
like, they almost took each other out. It looked like Baku 2017 with the Red Bulls, so... I think...
Also, it kind of reminded me, I know they're completely separate teams, but the battle that Hamilton had with Verstappen at France last year...
Yeah.
Like, it obviously wasn't like that, but like the way that they were squeezing each other out and being a bit aggressive. Basically all the battles between Hamilton and Verstappen last year.
Basically. I don't know why they obviously there was a very aggressive battle. I don't know why they didn't like try and calm the two down, like stop them from taking both of them out the race. And obviously Alonso ended his race anyway.
Yeah, he was mad about that.
Yeah.
Like, I would hate to be in that debrief room along with Alonso at the end of that.
Yeah, I think it was definitely teething issues, obviously, with the new power units. Well, not that new, but there didn't much change with them. It's just the way they incorporated with the car. Yeah. Obviously, the team's going to look more into the aero development of the car, but the engines have changed a bit. So.
I think the engines are frozen into place now, though.
Yeah, I believe so.
Along with the fuel. So if there is any problems with the engines, I'm not sure how they're going to fix them. Because you're only allowed to fix reliability based... Oh, this is what this is, so... Fair enough. I'm just going to end that point now.
Yeah.
But what I do think, these new regs really are working, aren't they?
They are working.
But I just want to emphasise that so much. Like, it is starting to make sort of like a bit repetitive.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think it is still working. The battles are a lot closer than they were last year, and obviously the cars can follow each other. We're seeing a lot more battles as well, as Leo and Andrew both die from laughter.
Back onto the engines point of thing. I kind of think...
Oh my God. You can't think?
Sorry. Do it. I can't speak right now. I think the old engines, they made a more of a...
He thinks the old engines...
vroom sound.
Okay.
But the new ones, they're more of a vroom, vroom.
Okay.
No,
that was a challenge if you didn't realise, I think.
Yeah, that was another April Fool's challenge if you hadn't realised.
Yeah.
Make a vroom vroom sound somewhere.
But yeah, no, the old engines, I think they were...
No, we weren't talking about engines, we were talking about regs.
We weren't at all. The new regs, yeah, I think they're making things a lot better racing-wise. Yeah, I think the battles are closer and there's more often, and they're all down the field now as well, and they're not just like Verstappen and Hamilton, obviously. We're seeing drivers battling each other much more often. Mercedes have had...
Mercedes, I want to be really serious about this now. Yeah. Mercedes, I don't know what they've done. Like, I just genuinely... I don't understand what they've done to make their car so bad. Like, obviously, it's not really bad.
Yeah.
But compared to where they were, for me, as a Mercedes fan, I can't understand it. How do you get these regs so wrong?
Yeah,
I mean, the majority of the problems are coming from the porpoising, which I went into this a long way in the last podcast when I was by myself.
Yeah.
Basically just saying that I think they will fix it come 5 or 6 races. So, I think they will fix it in the next 5 or 6 races, because when they fix the porpoising, they'll be able to lower the ride height, they'll get more everything, and it will improve. They'll get more downforce, and it will improve for them. And I can see them being the top team after these 5 or 6 races.
Yeah.
But as of right now, as a Mercedes fan, sitting there seeing Lewis Hamilton in P16...
Yeah. You'd rather be playing Fortnite than
watching I would.
Wouldn't you? Yeah.
Actually, no, Fortnite, not so much. But,
okay.
But I don't want to be sitting there seeing a great driver who 7-time world champion being able to do stuff like this. So...
Yeah, I think...
And then George Russell did very well, kind of in his own race, which I believe where the Mercedes is now, it's going to be more of a Hamilton-Russell battle. But
I think Hamilton obviously qualified P16 and ended up 10th. That was mainly due to engine retirements.
Yeah, and he did get screwed over by the safety car.
To be fair, yeah.
And then I think, like he said in one of his interviews, that he genuinely felt so nervous and worried at racing this, which shows how hard the Mercedes must have been, hard it must have been to drive.
Yeah.
Because when a driver that good is worried, like Lewis Hamilton was worried for his health whilst driving this race. Like, that's massive. That Mercedes must be awful.
Yeah.
And then, because it's that bad, they're experimenting with setups as well, which makes it even worse, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I do feel for him and Mercedes, but really it does need to improve. It needs to improve massively, or else I may start going to play video games whilst the F1's on.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't actually do that, obviously. But, like, it's just... I just don't understand it. Like,
how have they flopped?
How have they... But, like... So, this is my time plan for Mercedes approval. I think... Come Spain, at least by Spain, which is a long way away.
They've got to come back.
No, I think they'll have found out the problem. Then I think 2 races after, they'll have fixed the problem.
They'll be up there.
And I think they'll be the fastest team.
Fastest? I think they'll be...
No, I think they'll be the fastest team once they've solved it.
I think they're going to close the gap and be on them. I still think they're going to be third fastest and they'll focus next year.
No, I think they'll be the fastest team. Because you've got to remember, the regs for next year will be the same. So focusing on next year, focusing on this year... It all kind of blends into one. If they're going to be quit this year, they're probably going to be quit next year. Like, I think they'll be the fastest team come the end of this year.
Yeah.
Like, I think probably by the British Grand Prix, I think that'll be Lewis Hamilton's first win of the season.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the fact Verstappen won. But before we do, are you a Red Bull fan are you a Leclerc fan or Verstappen? Not a fan, but like, who do you prefer, Leclerc or Verstappen?
In this scenario, I'm a neutral, and I'm kind of enjoying being a neutral because last year I was supporting Hamilton.
I'm Leclerc, mate.
Yeah, you're Leclerc. Me? Oh, yeah, I've still got something against Verstappen from last year.
Sorry, Max.
But I'm a neutral on this, and I do feel that sometimes sport is a lot more enjoyable as a neutral because you don't have that crazy tension inside you. But it is very enjoyable just to do.
Yeah. I think, I'm more of a Charles Leclerc. I love an Leclerc. Leclerc? That's random.
Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc.
Leclerc.
But no, Leclerc is... I prefer him to Verstappen, honestly. But no, that Verstappen taking that win, that was pretty crazy.
Crazy ending. It went right till the final lap.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a common theme, though, with these new regs.
Yeah, but what I really didn't enjoy, though, like... was them locking up in desperate avoidance of trying to get that's not Formula 1, trying to win the race by being slower.
I think it's tactics, trying to block past each other.
Tactics is one thing, like choosing when to pit is one thing.
Yeah.
But then what I really don't think is that I don't think Formula 1 should be them talking. Sorry. Sorry.
I don't think it's a strategy. I think it's a make point.
No, but I think stopping someone. No, both of you stopping, just waiting for the other guy to go. It's stupid. Like there they were in the world's fastest cars, going like 35 miles per hour, locking their tires.
Yeah.
Like.
I think it is tactic and understand.
I understand what they're doing because if whoever does go for it last gets it, but they need to change the rules somehow. Like have the DRS detection point to the next time halfway along the straight or something. If it was like halfway along the straight before, then they're not going to stop. So I think that is probably quite a viable solution for them to fix it. Yeah. But I just really don't want them to continue with like them stopping there.
Yeah, I think that probably was a one-off. I think that race was a one-off. That not the race, that incident. Yeah. It might not be.
But it also happened last year at this circuit too, though. Remember with him like only letting him pass just so he could re-overtake him. Yeah. Like with Verstappen and Hamilton.
I think that incident. Don't get your spidey sense tingling about it. I think it's going to be a one-off, for sure. Yeah. Leo, you're going to put timestamps in the description of where the challenges were, aren't you? Here you are. Cool.
That sounds like hard work.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so there's going to be timestamps for exactly when these challenges were, so you can notice them and laugh at them. So that's your punishment for...
That's your punishment giving us them, and yeah. Alright, McLaren, somewhat improving.
I think it's better for McLaren. They're obviously moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously your favourite team.
Yeah.
And we've left them to last probably because of that reason.
Yeah, there's not a lot to say, isn't there? We're at the back again.
Yeah. Like, evolution of the rubbish logo, being the Haas car, the McLaren car.
Yeah, the McLaren seems to be off the pace, but hopefully it'll be back. Aston Martin look like they're struggling still.
Yeah, all the Mercedes-powered cars, except the Mercedes Works team.
Yeah.
But... Like, McLaren do look on the way back. Like, both of the two big Mercedes teams, that's McLaren and Mercedes, they are improving.
Yeah.
And they need to improve, and I think they will improve the most out of any team through the season.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we have time for today.
Yeah, Leo, tell them to subscribe.
You guys better subscribe, otherwise I'll come to your house at 3 a.m, find where you live, and I will quite literally... force your finger to hit that subscribe button, so subscribe.
So as I said, this was our April Fool's podcast. We'll be back to being fully serious next time. Make sure you...
but somewhat.
Well, yeah, we'll be as we have been previously.
I'm hungry.
So now, goodbye. Make sure you stay and see that big video on April the 1st. Woo! It's massive. We've been working on it for ages.
Yep.
Have we?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we have.
Yes, we have. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.